Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to the weekend preview. Before we get stuck into it, we'll talk about a few notable ins and outs. Going out, Lockie Murphy, Josh Kelly, Rory Lobb. Higgins has also been dropped, and of course Liam Ryan, which we'll talk about a fair bit. Coming in, Darcy Fogarty, Toby Green, Cam O'Shea's back, and James Sicily as well. So I think mainly what most people are talking about is Liam Ryan. You know, it absolutely screwed me over. Trade out Langdon, get Ryan in, he scores well. But even if he's out for 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks, you might keep him because he's just a goldmine waiting to happen with that 115 and 88. But the fact it's like 12 weeks, he's just got to go. So that's extremely frustrating and really annoys me. So he's got to go. Who are the good options? I really like Jack Henry at the Cats. I think he's definitely a guy I'll be bringing to my side. Scored the 27 round 1, but he was off super early with concussion. He's a beautiful interceptor, and in amongst what has been some really disappointing results for the Cats, and as you know, I'm a Cats man, watch him closely, he's been a shining light. He's looked really good, intercepts the ball, reads it well. 93 points last week. It's pretty clear cut for me. He's coming into the side. Other options you might look at, another Cat, Asava Radaglia, also a pretty dynamic player, been a positive for us. Able to ruck, able to be looking fairly good in attack as well. So he's food for thought too. And then you got someone like Mitch Croden, scored a 72 last week from the Dockers. Willie Rioli, not scoring too great. And look, Ed Richards in the back line is another cash cow option some people might think about. You know, maybe Murphy. I'm not sure of the extent of his injury, so that's probably something worth looking into, and that could make you pull that trigger as well. But look, there are a few guys to think about. I'd be suggesting Henry for Liam Ryan. And otherwise, it's really just a matter of trying to play your cards right and build your team in a way that can still score points and make money, but also with a bit of an eye to the future. You know, a few guys that I'm already sort of keeping my eye on in terms of guys coming into my side. You've got Zach Merritt, Elliot Yeo, Hurley, Hibbard, Sloan, Neal, Menegola. You know, a few guys to just have on your radar, not necessarily guys that you're 100% going to bring in, but Matt Crouch is another when he comes back. But guys who I think are fairly solid players and going to be guys who are top 6 to 8 in their respective positions and, you know, top 10 or 12 in the midfield, but are falling for whatever reason. You know, some guys slow starts to the season, others have copped injuries. You know, there's a variety of reasons, and I think they're guys that we should just keep an eye on, monitor how they're going, so when they do bottom out, we can pick them up. But in regards to this week, Cornelio as well is another guy that, look, he's certainly been outstanding and he's hard to say no to. He's still at 500k. You know, I've got a bloke like Bontempelli who's struggling. How long is Josh Kelly out for? We'll have to wait and see. But I think Cornelio is going to have to come in my side. You know, certainly for one of those two guys, depending how bad that groin is of Josh Kelly. So that's where I'm at. Again, once again, Shorty's probably wishing he had 3 trades to deal with, because I'd probably love to, you know, I'm not sure how long Murphy's out for, but you'd love to really deal with Bont, maybe deal with Murphy, deal with Liam Ryan as well, and even someone like Chad Wingard's been someone I've been thinking about. So, you know, Bontempelli's got me concerned. I know he scored 2 tons the other week, but look, I don't want my premium midfielder to be sort of playing key forward, and that seems to be where it's at. And I feel in terms of Wingard, I was sort of tossing and turning. If you've got me on Instagram, you would have seen I was thinking about that during the week, and tossing and turning between Wingard and Bontempelli, and look, I probably am erring on the side of keeping Wingard just because I think it's easier for him to become a keeper in a way, because what we need from forwards is just nowhere near from what we expect for premium mids. And at the moment, Bontempelli, if he's not going through the midfield in what is a side that's going to struggle, well, I've got my concerns. But look, that's more of a talk about myself. In terms of the whole thing, I really do think that we've got to deal with the Liam Ryan situation. Keep an eye on some falling premiums. Make sure you've got the cash coming into your side. There will still be some extended benches that will decide a few things, so that's probably worth keeping an eye on too. But definitely, if you can, work some good cash cows into your side and get rid of guys without burning trades too hastily. Try and get guys who are struggling and maybe not what you would have thought pre-season. try and make those correctional trades, because we can still do them to an extent. We would have loved to do most of them last week, but Cornelio is an example of a guy who has gone up in price but is still very easily picked at this point in time. So that's something to think about. Again, we'll have to assess if you've got Josh Kelly, know how long he's out for. Same with Murphy and those sort of things. So that's something I'll have to look at over the next couple of days, or Friday, I should say. But look, I'll keep it fairly short today, because I will be doing the Q&A straight after this. So hopefully the weekend previews answered a couple of things, and hopefully you've got a question in the Q&A coming up as well, which can answer your question specifically. So thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.